guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my September favorites. I wanted to get this video up for you guys right at the beginning of the month, or ending the month. I am so happy fall is here. I'm so excited. I've been enjoying the weather. It got nice and cool enough to wear thin sweats and like a thin sweater, so I'm excited for that. I only have one disappointment, and I think it was part of another disappointing, a different month, but I decided to give this product a try again, and yeah, it just didn't work out. Let's get started with the good stuff. You know, like we always start off with the good stuff. I'm going to start off with skincare because I have two products that I have been loving and I'm obsessed with. I did get both of these in my BoxyCharm, so thank you to BoxyCharm. This is my Dr. Brandt Clean Biotic pH Balance Yogurt Cleanser with chlorophyll. Now, I have been loving this stuff so much. Focus, thank you. This not only makes my skin feel like it's very clean, which I was very surprised. Like my other cleansers, okay, they do the job and you know, they make my skin feel clean, but this makes it feel like I took off layers of gunk and dirtiness from my skin, or like leftover makeup. I don't know, I love this so much. This helps to get rid of excess oil, makeup, and pollution, everyday grime, and that I feel like it actually does. That's why I feel like it makes my skin look like I got rid of layers of grime and just nastiness, and I love it. It's very gentle, and I'm going to be honest, it feels like it's doing nothing because it's not a cleanser that kind of like, you know, gets a little foamy or anything like that. Like you just keep massaging it onto your skin and it feels like you're applying like a moisturizer, but it just stays wet. Once you rinse it off and you see how it makes your skin look, oh my gosh, I was so surprised. I was like, wow, this really cleaned my skin. So I have been loving this. Loving it. The next thing, this was part of September's BoxyLuxe products. It's the Sunday Riley Tidal Brightening Enzyme Water Cream. Oh my gosh, I am hooked on this. I love how well this moisturizes my skin, and it's a very light but very moisturizer which is what I like because I don't like a very heavy or thick moisturizer. This is more, it definitely feels very refreshing on the skin, which is my favorite type of moisturizer, and I feel like those help my skin the most because I have oily skin, and I feel like something that's too thick, that's like ultra moisturizing, but because it's ultra thick, it's a big no-no for my skin. These on the other hand, amazing. I know this is a pricey product, but it definitely is worth the money. Even though I only got it through my BoxyCharm, I would definitely repurchase it when I'm out of it. I feel like that's my new favorite moisturizer and I'm hooked on it. This next product is from Ole Henriksen. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I've heard people pronounce it so many different ways that I'm just like, I'm just gonna pronounce it my way and hopefully it's right. But this is the Pure Nature Facial Water. It has provitamin B5, cucumber, and chamomile extracts, which, by the way, smells really good. I love using this to refresh my skin, especially sometimes when I'm going to film for you guys. I go ahead and do my skincare routine very early in the morning, and then I apply my primer just to let that sink into my skin. But sometimes I'll forget that I'm going to film, or you know, I just take longer than usual. So I like to use this when I'm getting ready, when I'm like about to do my foundation. I'm like, okay, I need to refresh my skin before I apply my foundation on dry skin. Because, you know, primers that I use are like pore filling, or they make your skin matte. They definitely can dry out your skin a little bit if you don't apply product, you know, right after. So I use this to freshen up my skin before I apply. And I also use this after I do like my whole powder routine. Once I've done foundation, concealer, and I do my whole powder routine, I normally powder my whole skin. So I get that very like powdery look. I'll use this as well just to, you know, apply it on and have the powders melt into the skin. That way my skin doesn't look like it's just super dry and powdery. I love that stuff. Also love the color of the packaging. It's a really pretty like berry shade. Love it. I only have one foundation that I have been like truly obsessed with, and that's the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation. And I have mine in the shade 117 light medium. This is like my perfect match. I literally cannot speak today. I feel like I literally met my hue with this foundation. It's like the perfect match to my skin. I wore this non-stop in the month of September, and I'm going to wear it non-stop in the upcoming months because I just love it so much. I did do a combo today, a different combo, because I was like, okay, I need to lay off this foundation, but I actually really like it. So I might be doing that combo a little bit more to film for you guys, just because, you know, I don't want to like use this all up just on filming. But yeah, this foundation, amazing. I like that it's a full coverage foundation, but it's not like heavy or cakey, and that's literally my favorite part about this foundation. Also, I bought the concealer that recently launched from Dose of Colors, the Meet Your Hue concealer, and I paired it with this foundation. Oh my gosh, match made in heaven. And I also really like the sponge like this, the foundation and the concealer from Dose of Colors. Everything, like this foundation sponge, well, not foundation sponge, but I use it to apply my foundation and concealer. I use the bottom of it to apply my foundation, and I love it. And I use this part to blend out my concealer, and it's just been so perfect. It blends everything so beautifully. I use that sponge even with my other foundations because it's an amazing sponge. I really like it. I know it's a lot smaller than other sponges, like even when it expands, but it works beautifully. Sometimes too big of a sponge can be annoying and not let you blend out precisely where you want to blend out. That's what I like about that one, that the little fine point that it has at the top will get you all the way to the inner corner perfectly to blend out that concealer beautifully. I'm so hooked on that. I'm obsessed. Other two concealers that I have been using a lot because I've been trying to go through my older concealers so they won't go bad, or I won't have to end up tossing them if they do go bad. So I'm trying to use them up. But I've been really liking, and this is like a cult favorite for me, is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer, and I have mine in the shade 355 Vanilla. This gives me the under eye brightness that I want and that I look for in a concealer. So I mean, this is golden for me. I love the big applicator. That's what she said. And I really like that it's not a over drying concealer. Like, it is full coverage, and I only have to apply like a couple little dots on each side because it is a very full coverage concealer. But it's not drying. It's actually, to me, it feels like it's a little hydrating under the eyes, or it just gives that hydrated look to my under eyes. Another concealer that I like and that I have been using a lot is the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer. I feel like that when I buy so much stuff, I kind of tend to forget about other products. So I like to keep my concealer and face products out on my desk now instead of the drawers, because I feel like in the drawers I just wasn't, you know, reaching for them as often as I am now. Like, now I can see like, oh, I have those concealers that I need to use, those foundations, let me use them up. And I took out this concealer from the back of my drawer, and I have been obsessed with it. I also really like it to apply it on my lids as like my concealer on my lids before I apply my powder, because I feel like eyeshadows really grab on nicely when I apply this concealer. I don't know what it is, but it also they pop more. Kind of like my P. Louise base, but this is a concealer and I really like it. Another thing I like is definitely this applicator. It's like a little metal applicator, and I like that when I'm applying my concealer, it feels very cooling under the eyes. So kind of feels like it helps a little to depuff if my eyes are a little puffy or under my eyes. So I really like this. I have mine in the shade 10N Coconut Flakes, and Another thing that I really like to use this for is to conceal these pesky little pimples that I have been getting lately. They're super, super red, and this is a full coverage concealer, but it's not heavy to the point where you have to apply a lot to get the coverage, which is what I like, especially if you're covering up a pimple. I just do that because sometimes when I don't apply too much foundation, they could still peek through because the pimples have been really, really red and annoying. So this has been helping a lot, and I've just been loving this product. I took this product out of my drawer because I just missed it so much. And this is a product that I used non-stop for about 3 months. And let me show you the product, so you can believe me, non-stop for 3 months. This was the only product I was using. And this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in the shade Radiant Magenta. Mine is so disgusting already. The brand name is rubbing off already from how much I use this blush. I personally love their formula. I know it's a high-end, you know, blush, and people are like, okay, you don't need to spend so much on a blush. And I get that. But this blush is just... it's so beautiful. They are coming out with like their holiday collection. They're going to have 2 face palettes that are going to have blushes, and oh my gosh, I already have my mind set on one of those palettes because they are amazing. I need a different color. I feel like this was my perfect shade for summer because it's like that pinky golden shade. I want something more peachy, more mauvey for the fall and winter. But yeah, definitely have been using this, and it's beautiful. I love it. Another product that I really, really used a lot was the Hip Dot times SpongeBob collection. This is a Sandy Cheeks blush and bronzer palette. It's a duo. I really like this blush. It's very like mauvey pinky, and it's a matte blush. So when I really want to pack on the highlighter, I like to use a matte blush like this, especially like a pinky, you know, rosy shade like this. So it's what I've been using a lot. As you can see, when I do a highlighter like this, I don't feel like I need like a shimmery blush because that's going to be overboard. And this is a very nice bronzer. It can look a bit orangey on me sometimes, which is why I use a very light hand with it. But I really like that it's very creamy and buttery, and it blends nicely on my skin. So I definitely like this duo a lot. And of course, I mean, it's the SpongeBob collection. How can I not love it? Another blush product that I have been obsessed with. I feel like I've been using blush like a lot, like loving palettes a lot. And this Alamar Cosmetics palette, I have mentioned it plenty of times. I'm just so hooked on it. This is the Colorette Blush Trio in medium tan, and it has the colors Seclusion, Isla, and Toasted. I am loving Seclusion, and I use it so much in the month of September, as well as the color Isla. This is just such a pretty like pinky rosy peachy shade, and this is more of like a nude peachy shade that I feel like I just really like peachy shades. And these are just beautiful. The formula on these is amazing. I don't know, they blend so nicely, and I really, really like them. I feel like I've been sticking to the same lip products. This one, I'm going to mention it quickly because I mentioned it before. It's the Lime Crime Wet Cherry Lip Gloss collection, and I have mine in the color Extra Popping, which is literally just a name because it has no color. It's a clear gloss. I carry this with me all the time in my purse whenever I'm going out, even if I'm not wearing makeup, because I feel like this gives my lips a little moisturizing effect to them, even though it's just a gloss. So I do like a light coat whenever I'm not wearing makeup and I just don't want my lips to get chapped. I use this when to make them super glossy and plumpy looking. I just really love the formula, and the scent of these is amazing. They smell like cherries, like a really, really juicy, delicious cherry candy. That's what those smell like. A highlighter that I have been loving, and I'm wearing it today, is the Focallure sorry, Golden Crystal highlighter. And this is what it looks like. It's super pretty. It has like a little diamond in the center. I really like this highlighter. It's so pretty, so blinding. You can definitely tone it down if you were light-handed with it, or you can do what I do and just like pack it on like crazy, because I just love a really popping highlighter. And these other two lip products, because I remember the highlighter, these I have been using so much. They have become, well, this one I'm out of it. These have been my favorite liquid lipsticks for a while. I feel like they're so underrated and they're so good. They're the lightest formula that I have in my collection that is so comfortable. It's just beautiful. So this is the first color, which is this one right here, number 41. Is it 41? Yeah, it's my absolute favorite. It's my everyday color. It's like a really pretty mauve shade. And this berry magenta purpley shade is the number 38. And these are from the Sephora collection, like their actual collection. These are amazing. They have a lot of new colors. I want to pick up a few burgundy wine tones and a red one that I've seen someone wear. It just looks so beautiful. These are so comfortable, so long lasting. And these, when you eat with them, they only fade away from the center of the lips. They don't give you butthole lips, you know, as you eat. Even if you're eating greasy food, they literally just fade away, which is my favorite part about these. I just love them. And they're affordable. They're only $13. I feel like that's very affordable for liquid lipsticks, because now I feel like they're all either like $20 to $25. $13 is pretty affordable in my opinion, and they're really good. Okay, let's end with palettes. The first one, and the one that's on my eyes, is the Focalier Sunrise palette. These Focalier products were sent to me to review and to try them out. I have done a video already for you guys. I will link it down below. I tried all their products, so if you want to know what I think of the rest of the products that I got and all that, swatches, check out that video. But I have been hooked on this palette. It's the Sunrise palette, and it is beautiful. Look at those colors. Okay, this is literally Sparkling Rose is my favorite color now. Do you guys see this eye look? Look at this shift. That's what I use. It's a very fine glitter. It's not crazy big. The little glitter flecks are tiny. And this shade Marigold, I applied it on top of the glitter, and it just gave me this peachy, beautiful, glittery look. Love it so much. This palette has become my everyday palette. It has those like brown and orange shades that I like to use in my transition. And this color, Tenderly Light, has become my favorite transition shade. Like these type of mauve-y, purpley shades on the crease as transition. Beautiful. They have become my favorite. Another palette. How can I not talk about this palette? So Jaded, Kathleenlights by Colourpop. In collaboration with Colourpop, I have been obsessed. Like, it's an understatement. Obsessed. Do you guys see this mauve shade called Ametrine? This is my favorite color from this palette. I know you would think the yellow or the gold, but that's like my top favorite color. Again, because I have been getting into those colors for the crease, and I just feel like they give the looks a little something extra rather than just using a warm orange like I always do. These colors are my jam now. But this palette is absolutely beautiful. I recommend this palette so much. Their eyeshadows are absolutely incredible. The formula is amazing. I already use these blue shades. I have been using on the daily all these warm tone shades. That one is, you know, transition, and then I'll apply a glitter eyeshadow or something like that. This color right here, I'm actually wearing it today. It's in my inner corner. It's a Super Shock Shadow formula in this palette. Amazing. They have a couple of those. They have mattes, they have shimmers, they have pressed glitters. This palette is just A+. I love it. And I think I saw that it was back in stock. If it's still back in stock, I will link it down below, because it has been selling out like crazy. I think this is the third restock they've done, because I've been aware of all of them so that I can tell everyone. The next one is the Violet Voss Essentials palette, and this one we did get it in our BoxyCharm as well. BoxyLux or BoxyCharm? I think it was BoxyLux. But this is such a pretty palette. Again, those dusty rose shades I have been loving in the crease. I don't know, they just give the look a little bit something different. Even if you go in after with an orange, that, you know, initial color, it just still pops out. I really like this palette. This is such a perfect essentials palette. It has your brown, your black shades, it has your transition shades, a really nice cream. This is more of a shimmery shade, but it's still very pretty. You can use this in the inner corner to highlight your brow bone. Really pretty. Those gold and green shades are probably my favorite in this palette. They're so pigmented and absolutely stunning. I was gonna say stunning. So pretty. So that's basically it for the favorites. Now I'm going to mention this disappointment very quickly. The Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Concealer, I decided to give it a go again, because I was like, you know what, I couldn't just not like it based off 2-3 tries. So let me try it again. Let me give it a week try and see if I like it. I actually got mine in the shade, where is the shade? Number Light 15. Now I applied this earlier for my other video and I just feel like, I don't think you guys will be able to tell, but it's like just dry and flaky looking, and that's exactly how it looks in my under eyes. It says it's a full coverage concealer, but I feel like it's more of a medium coverage, and if you layer it then it becomes a full coverage. But I normally never layer concealer. I only do one swipe on this side, one swipe on this side. With this concealer I feel like I have to add 2 or 3 coats more to make it full coverage, and by that time it feels like I have very cakey, heavy under eye, and it definitely settles into my fine lines and just becomes a dry mess underneath my eyes. That's definitely not a look I'm going for. So this is definitely, you know, I'm sure now that it just doesn't work out for me. If you like it, again, that's totally fine. It just didn't work out for me. And that was my disappointing product of September. And that's basically it. And my other favorite is that we're officially in fall, and the weather is starting to feel like we're in fall. I'm loving it so much. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Let me know what was your top favorite product for the month of September in the comments down below. And like always, I will see you all in my next video. Bye.